Dear listeners, I thank you for your valuable time. Now I draw your attention to the human creation, the turning point of universe and human existence, the present accuracy of our solar system, with the sun being assumed to be 5 billion years old and estimated to live another 5 billion or more years, implies that there may be tens or hundreds of billions of planetary systems. If the sun is over 10 billion years old and the planets should have an everlasting single power source far away to be named God. God could have a visible form, but because of his enormous size, he is beyond the visibility of smaller creations. That could be the reason why God is considered invisible. So, if science can imagine, religion can also imagine that human creation was a visible God as his emissary to manage the other creations on earth. Why not imagine that God never meant for men to multiply to form a race as it is now? Hence, the first creation of man was a lone man. Genesis 2:19 clearly states that God created man and assigned him to water the trees in the Garden of Eden. Then he was assigned to name the animals and birds and asked him to name them all. After that, God found that there is no helper for him. Why not imagine that at first God made a mistake by failing to foresee need for a helper? It can be argued that this was due to God's inability. However, at that particular point in time, Adam was like God and wished that he needed a helper. As a satiation of his wish, Eve was formed. The Creator enforced the uniform code of conduct for the existence of God and man, not to eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Again, to reiterate, the meaning of the above verse is that everything that is created is good and no evil. So, humans should not segregate good and evil based on size, color, smell, taste, or softness, using their freedom and heavenly capability. The reward for disobedience is death, which is not a punishment from God but comes from the predetermined universal law of recittal. It is crucial to note that truth remains static forever beyond time, place, and pressure. Fire, for example, produces light and heat. Since humans lost the privilege of being omniscient, faith became the slogan of religion. Faith is the asylum to either reclaim the lost paradise of truth or descend into atheism. Faith is subject to change, while visible reality is the slogan of science. In order to maintain the equilibrium balance of human system, one factor is body desire to enjoy earthly pleasure. However, when the emotion of desire is tempted to rise to love, greed, and addiction, the balance goes out of order, creating tension, confusion, and ignorance. Under tension, truth fades, creating a vacuum filled with speculation. Speculation is the imagination of what one thing could be in the future without evidence. In other words, speculation is ignorance. As ignorance increases, omniscience is being replaced by earthly knowledge of speculative knowledge of science, history, philosophy, theology, rationalism, and many other subjects. All these branches of knowledge are considered true by science. They are called speculative because of their uncertainty. As truth fades parallel to ignorance, faith takes its place to guard the survival of truth. Argument is the debate between truth and speculation. Compare your firstborn child immediately after marriage to the secondborn. You will notice that the firstborn is more or less sober than the second. This could be because the husband and wife are very cordial at the beginning, and the firstborn inherits these harmonized DNA inscriptions, often referred to as the firstborn idiot. However, by the time the second child is conceived, the parents may have retreated to their earlier state of mind due to disagreement and other reasons. The second child then inherits the parents' actual DNA being before marriage, which is usually rated as smart. Because of this example, even with a small family of 4 people, all 4 have different characters leading to disagreements and quarrels within the family. Now consider millions of newborn with different characters born through parents' DNA variations. Out of the additions, no 2 are equal. This disparity magnifies the power of disagreement and deception, raising the question of how society of equal can come into existence. The question arises how the group form in such a diverse society. For example, in a society there are people addicted to alcohol. They may assemble together and establish a cordial relationship because they are unique in their liquor consumption. Similarly, people may form groups based on interests such as gambling, fishing, gaming, fighting, hunting, and many other fields. Unless the reproducing DNA is made uniform, in the sense that the aim is to focus on bringing down the emotions to their lowest positive mode. Governmental efforts, religious doctrines, preachings, and punishments may struggle to form a society of equality. Now we consider what is paradise and hell. According to biblical narration, paradise is the place on earth, a land of truth where all emotions such as desire, satisfaction, chastity, patience, humility, and generosity reflect the likeness and image of God. These emotions exist in their